the disciple of his sheikh should not harbor any objections against the Murshid. The Murshid is his sheikh. This will cause the murid destruction if he objects to his sheikh. And it will cause destruction to the murid if the murid has some doubt about his sheikh, his Murshid. He should keep in mind the example of Hazrat Khidr alayhi salam. This is Khidr, of course, in the time of Musa alayhi salam. Because Khidr did things that were apparently quite objectionable. For example, making a hole in the boat belonging to the poor people and taking the life of an innocent child. It later became apparent that these actions were justifiable. Similarly, the murid should be convinced that even if some of the murshids, meaning some of their sheikhs' deeds, do not seem appropriate, the murshid knows better and he has justifiable reasons for his actions. See how they compare the revelation that was revealed to Khidr alayhi salam, who was a Nabi of Allah, that Musa alayhi salam that he met, and he did things that Musa did find objectionable because of the fact that Musa was applying the laws that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had revealed to him. But the knowledge of the unseen wasn't with Musa. So he could only judge Khidr, and this is the belief of Ahlul Sunnah, that he could only judge Khidr on what he saw to be objectionable in accordance to the law and the Sharia that Allah revealed to him. But Khidr had received revelation also, because Khidr, in the position of the scholars, was a Nabi of Allah, was a prophet of Allah. So he received revelation from Allah, and therefore he had knowledge of the unseen. So he mentioned the reason why he put a hole in the boat, and he mentioned the reason why he killed the young boy, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given him knowledge of the unseen, what was going to occur if that child had grown up, or if that boat had not been scuppered by Khidr. So they are trying to use the example of revelation that was revealed to a Nabi of Allah, Khidr alayhi salam. And they are saying, likewise, therefore, if your sheikh, you Sufi, if your sheikh does something that is objectionable, and you see it to be objectionable, then take to the example of Khidr. Because Khidr also did apparently things that were objectionable to Musa. But they were justifiable actions. But why were they justifiable for Khidr? Because Khidr received revelation from Allah. Why are they justifiable for your sheikh? Does he receive revelation from Allah? So this is how they try to deceive their followers. Then it continues. So he says, it later became apparent, meaning to Musa, that these actions were justifiable. I'm still reading from the website. Similarly, the murid should be convinced that even if some of the murshid's deeds do not seem appropriate, the murshid, meaning the sheikh, knows better and he has justifiable reasons for his actions. The murid will not benefit from his sheikh until the murid is convinced from all of the saints of the time. His murshid, from all of the saints, meaning all of the sheikhs of the era, his murshid is the most advantageous to him. So this is the way of tasawwuf. From their own words, from their own website, Al-Ghawsiyah, or Ghawsiyah.net, which is from the most prominent websites of the Sufis of this era.